Hello everyone, my name is Antonnette Yu. I'm from BSN2 B4 of Southeastern University, PHINMA. So today I'll be performing a defense video for my client's exercise prescription. So since my patient or trainee has hypertension condition, so I was careful enough to choose exercise that is fit to him as he has condition. Sadly, my first trainee wasn't able to continue this program due to personal health, so I respect her. That's why I decided to find another trainee that is also have a condition, hypertension. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you can see in the screen, that is the exercise prescription of my client or trainee. So first, let's tackle about the muscular program or muscular exercise. So first, the frequency, the target is 3 times a week. That is for Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Intensity, low intensity. Resting heart rate, 95 beats per minute. My client's heart rate reserve, that is 64%, since my patient belongs to low intensity, so that's the equivalent of the heart rate reserve. The target heart rate, that is 220 minus 22 minus 95 multiplied to 0.64 plus 95. So that is the target heart rate of my patient, of my client. So on how to solve the target heart rate, that is already given. So I just input my patient's or my client's data. So the heart rate at high interval, heart rate low interval, and the Borge rate of perceived exertion, that is 2. It is already given since my patient is low intensity. So for the time, for the warm-up of my patient, that is 1 minute at low interval. So I decided to have a warm-up and also in cool-down 1 minute at low interval. Since I consider his condition, so I adjusted the time so that my patient would not feel uncomfortable during exercise. So I decided to adjust the time first, since I am relying or I am depending on his condition. So the stimulus for the exercise, muscular exercise, is for only 10 minutes. The number of cycles, 1, and the type is jogging. So the jogging, that is appropriate for my patient, and he is also requested that he wanted to do jogging instead of any other muscular exercise, because for him it is comfortable and he can manage to do that without any problem, especially he has that kind of condition, hypertension. So now let's proceed to the cardiovascular exercise. So that is the cardiovascular exercise prescription of my patient. So for the training age, my age of my patient is 22. Goal is to be physically fit and to reduce blood pressure. So that is one of the targets. Since my patient is hypertensive, he wanted to reduce his blood pressure, and he can achieve that if he would have a proper exercise and would eat proper or nutritious food. So this is the first step, having or dealing with exercise. So volume, low. The frequency is 3 times a week, just like in the muscular. So the schedule is Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. So sessional duration, it would be 60 minutes, including warm up and cool down. So for the warm up stretch, I have 3 exercises for warm up. First is for marching, Next is the neck rotations and back turns. All of these 3 warm-up exercise duration are for 30 seconds and the sets would be 2. So now let's proceed to exercise. So the exercise that I choose for my trainee, I carefully choose it that is really fit for my patient, which is have a condition. So I decided to choose an exercise that is easy and my patient would be comfortable to do that without any problem. So this is very appropriate and very recommendable to my patient. So first, let's have the punches. Punches with the sets of 2 repetition 10 only, and after that he would have a 60 seconds for rest, and the load is less than 67%, 1 RM, and the RPE is 9. So in the load and RPE, it is already given since my patient is in low intensity, so that is equivalent. The less than 67%, 1 RM, and for the RPE is 9. Punches, it is very effective as a cardiovascular exercise of my patient because it can strengthen the shoulders, and it also focuses or engages all 4 major muscles in just one exercise. It is very effective and beneficial. So next we would have we have a Russian twist, sets with 2 repetition 10, rest for 60 seconds, load less than 67%, 1 RM, and the RPE is 9. Russian twist, it is very effective as a cardiovascular exercise because it strengthens the core muscles, including the obliques and the transverse abdominis. So next, let's proceed to the rise and climb. So the sets would be 2, the repetition would be 10, the rest would be 1 minute or 60 seconds, the load is less than 67%, 1 RM, and the RPE is 9. So rise and fly is very effective because it works with the glutes, the quads, and also the hamstrings, and also it focuses to the inner thighs and the adductor muscle. Next, let's proceed to squat and balance. Sets would be 2, repetition would be 10, rest for 60 seconds, load would be less than 67%, 1 RM, and the RPE is 9. So squat and balance, it is very effective because it would strengthen your tendons, the ligaments, and also your bones, or even in the around in the leg area. So it's very, very, very effective. So now let's proceed to the forward lunges. The sets would be 2, repetition would be 10, rest for 60 seconds, load negative 67%, 1 RM, and the RPE is 9. So it would activate the muscle, and it would activate the muscle throughout the body. So it is very, very one of the fundamentals in performing cardiovascular exercise. So my patient would do the forward lunges. Next, we would this is the last exercise. It would be the reverse crunch. The sets would be 2, the repetition would be 10, rest for 60 seconds, load less than 67%, 1 RM, and the RPE is 9. So the reverse crunch strengthens the full length of the rectus abdominis and reaches the deeper abdominal muscles. Then after that, my patient would take his rest for 1 minute, and then after that we will proceed, or my patient or my trainee will proceed to the cool down exercise. So it is very important to do cool down exercise and also warm up because it would be the way that our body would be ready for doing heavy exercise. I mean, it's very important to not like kanang kaliton ang ato ang lawas in performing exercise. That is because to avoid any injuries or any possible accidents, because there's a possibility that if you would exercise immediately without any warm up or cool down, our muscles or our bones and muscles or our body would be like kanang makalitan siya, and that would be the cost of having an injury. And we are trying, or we are making our client or trainee healthy and safe, so it is better to prevent than to experience that kind of accident. So in cool down stretch, my trainee would perform torso twist, shoulder rolls, and boxer shuffle. The duration would be 30 seconds. Each cool down stretch would be 30 seconds. The sets would be 2, and the repetition is only 1. So it is very, very easy to do. So all in all, the exercise that I choose for my trainee or my client is very, very useful to target or to achieve the objective of this program, that is to be healthy. Since our trainees already have a condition, we don't want it to be worsened. So we are trying our ways to help them. That is why we are doing this kind of program, because we believe that it is not only we will take care ourselves, or will do this kind of things just for ourselves, but it is also responsible for us to share with someone, especially who are struggling or dealing with their conditions. So this is very useful, and this is very effective. So I hope that you learned something from my video, especially in discussing why do I choose this kind of exercise to my trainee. So again, I am Antonnette Yu. That's all. Thank you.